He came to what was his own, but his people did not accept him. The collectors of the temple tax, my dear friends, did not consider Jesus the Son of God, and they did not consider the temple the house of his Father. They therefore thought he was subject to the tax. In effect, they considered him subject or a foreigner. Here I am reminded of the opening verses of St. John's Gospel. He was in the world, and the world came to be through him, but the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, but his people did not accept him. John chapter 1 verse 10 and 11. How this must have broken the heart of Christ to find himself unwelcome among those he came to save. What does it mean for us to welcome Christ into our life? It must be more than a warm emotion. Rather, it must be opening ourselves to the presence of him who comes to make his home among us and share our lives. We have a God who is so close to us and wants a relationship with us. He wants our time and our attention. Welcoming Christ into our life means recognize him not as a foreigner who comes from afar to impose himself, but as our personal Lord, as our Master, as our Savior. It is his will that must rule our lives and direct our behavior. We must acknowledge that only he has the word of life, and we must turn our lives to him in loving obedience. The fruit of this will be interior peace and profound joy. A society without Christ is empty and confused. Today, we see how frequently Christ is refused entry into the world and how frequently he is marginalized by many of those who have great influence in the society and our culture. He is deliberately excluded from our world of politics, from the world of science, the arts, of business and law and medicine. Often he is treated in the media only when it chooses to ridicule him. As followers of Christ, my dear friends, we must bring him and his word of life back to every sphere of human activity. For a world without Christ is a world that knows neither its origin nor its destiny and will turn against man himself.